Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Emmett.
And Meg.
And wow. WandaVision episode 9, the season finale. We just finished it.
It's the end of an era.
It's
a 9-week era.
Yep.
This 9 weeks went by so fast though, because it feels like it just started.
Didn't it? I feel like it went by really slow, those weeks in between episodes. This is our discussion.
This is just our reaction. It's not as much to break down. We'll just talk about
our discussion.
Okay, our discussion.
It's not a reaction.
Alright.
Anyway, I'm just gonna say the first thing that comes to my mind. This is probably gonna be all over the place. Just cause we don't have the episode up, we're just gonna like talk about whatever thoughts we have.
Yeah, let's just talk about it.
My first initial thing is that I know people including you are going to be a little, not necessarily upset, but like, why about the whole Evan Peters thing. He was just another person in the town, and he wasn't actually Quicksilver. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, I mean, I guess in the context of the show, like that's what the show was trying to be meta, so it made it more exciting. So I understand why they did it, but I just think that they didn't anticipate the amount of hype that would happen and like the amount of theories. They definitely didn't, because Matt Shockman said in an interview that he never expected this. So
he's just saying that. I feel like they gotta know. Like, come on.
I mean, they couldn't have like known that it's literally the most watched TV show in the world. Like, they could not know that before.
It's Marvel and Disney.
I know, but I bet they were worried about it because it's very different. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But I know people will be. But that's on them, because I think it just made it more interesting and exciting.
I feel like it would have like started too much at once. You know what I mean?
I agree. There was only so much that the show could set up.
Yeah.
And I think...
And it already is setting up a lot.
We wouldn't have been that excited about... Like, do you remember watching that like reveal when Evan Peters was standing on the doorstep? Like, it wouldn't have been as exciting. And we wouldn't have known that he's supposed to be Fietro. Yeah.
That's what I think. It was like to help us...
put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through the characters, I think.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to organize it. So let's talk about Wanda.
Wanda. The whole thing.
Okay. Wanda gets her Scarlet Witch costume.
She does.
And
she brings back a lot of her, like, her old powers. Like the...
Yes, she hasn't done that for a while.
Since Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
She hasn't
putting them
done
in
the
their
fast
dream.
walking either. Last time she did the fast walking was in Age of Ultron. When she's like...
She's like going back to her roots. And Agatha is conveniently explaining during the fight what the Scarlet Witch really is, which is what
from the book of the Damned.
Basically had said, which is like this legend about this witch who doesn't need
a coven or incantations.
Or doesn't have to use spells. She's like, I'm not a witch, and then she realizes she is, and by the end she's using runes.
She did. She used runes. She used Agatha's own power against her.
It's really Wanda's story. And I think that anybody who has complaints about it, it's just hard. It's hard to not like get your expectations so high when all of these crazy theories are going around.
Yeah.
And they seem more and more realistic. But it really is just like a Wanda story. And I think that episode 8 like prepared me more for the finale.
Be more Wanda oriented?
Yes. I think if it had gone episode 7 right into episode 9, I would have been like, oh. Like, I think I would have been more disappointed. But episode 9 like put me into Wanda's headspace.
Yeah. And
made me more satisfied with the ending. My favorite part of the whole episode was when she's standing in the empty lot at the end. Like, that was my favorite shot. And I was crying at that point. As soon as they showed that, you're just thinking like, wow, like she just did all of that. You know? It's like crazy. It's crazy.
It all just comes back to the moment it started.
And that makes it feel more like a Wanda story instead of this big MCU story.
She chooses Vision and Billy and Tommy over all the people in the town when Agatha convinced her to start taking down Westview, but then her kids and Vision were like dying.
Mm-hmm.
And she like choked all those people, and I was like, what is going on?
I know.
Like, what is happening right now?
I think she like underestimates her own power.
Yeah.
She was like, I want them to stop talking and like stop bothering me, but she actually made them stop bothering her by like choking them, which is just shows you how much she's got to learn. Which she's on it. She's learning.
It was interesting because in the vision she made Agatha see, Agatha could like take control of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that.
And that was the first time that her headdress came in.
Yes.
It was like it's not your power, it's your knowledge or whatever she said.
I think that had to do with Agatha at that point had already absorbed some of Wanda's powers.
Right.
So she was able to take control during her dream sequence thing.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Wanda chooses all of the people in the town over her family.
At the end, she chooses all of the people.
With the knowledge that she has a part of Vision within her.
Yeah.
And she could see him again.
That part with the boys was so sad.
But the part with the boys was so sad.
The White Vision, Hayward's Vision, came in, and when he was crushing Wanda's head, I was like, what is happening?
I know.
It was like...
I know, it was making some bad noises. The Vision and White Vision fight was really cool. I'm glad it culminated how it did.
Yeah, the White Vision left. Like, he just dipped.
Yeah.
So he's out somewhere.
But that's, like, who Vision is. He's, like, this intellectual person who asks questions.
He restored his own memories within the new Vision.
Yeah.
So I guess Vision is alive now?
A version of Vision is alive, yeah.
With his memories and his experiences.
It's Vision's body with Vision's memories, but without the Mind Stone.
Oh, going back to Wanda, when Agatha was like, you are a being more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. I was like, no way, did they just do that?
Yeah, for real.
Confirmed. Wow.
So that's very exciting. So Wanda's about to come and stir some stuff up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Monica. Let's do Monica.
Yes.
She's with Fietro and his little man cave thing. But then she discovers that his name is actually Ralph. So that was Agnes's husband. Ralph Boner. That was his name. And that was really weird because he was like, Boner. And that was like that. It was like done.
Yeah, there's no like...
Like, why Boner?
Just
no reason.
No reason. We got Agatha and White Vision and the military/sword have all come in at the same time. The first thing that we see Monica do is she comes in to protect the boys from getting shot, right?
Yes, but I'm just shaking my head at Hayward because, like, literally...
What an idiot. What an idiot.
Why?
He's so annoying.
Would you shoot kids?
Yeah, he
even if they were Wanda's sons, like, what? Still, that doesn't justify anything.
He didn't even flinch. He was just like...
For all he knows, they could just be kids in the town.
Exactly. He doesn't know. They stop that easily, and we see more of Monica's powers.
They just, like, fly through her. That was very interesting. She, like, turned to, like, clear. I guess that's, like, energy. She turned clear, and they went through her, but they didn't just, like, stop at her. They went all the way through, and then they fell.
Yeah, they, like, slowed down.
And then Billy stopped one. And they were like, nice tricks. And he was like, oh, I like yours, too. That was such a good moment.
That was really cute.
Another hero moment for Monica. She didn't know she was going to be able to stop the bullets. She just jumped in front of the kids.
Exactly. Which, as she should. Because they are kids. We see Darcy for approximately 2 seconds.
But she came in clutch with the most important thing in the show. I'm just kidding. But pretty important.
But it was just an interesting handling of her character.
Well, what else was she going to do?
She could have stuck around for... I know they, like, made a joke that she, like, didn't want to stick around for the debriefing.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
But they could have had, like, a reunion of the three. I felt like that would have been more of a closure moment.
Why they just left her out.
But they just decided to make her leave. I mean, I guess she doesn't have a reason to stay, but I think that would have been more of a nicer ending.
She's not just like, okay, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I gotta go back to Wanda. There's still so much about Wanda. She, like, absorbs all of her powers back from Agatha, and that, like, actually turns her into the Scarlet Witch. She gets her whole costume, and it's what we've seen it was the vision she had of herself. Her magic just looks so different now.
Because maybe now she's thinking like a witch.
Maybe.
So it's working differently or something.
Yeah. She has to say goodbye to Vision and the boys in the end. She makes Agnes stay.
As the nosy neighbor.
She'll come back probably.
Yeah,
I hope she comes back. I really like Agatha a lot.
Yeah.
I think she's great. Her whole origin thing in the 1693 Salem, it just made me really like her a lot. First post-credit scene.
Yeah.
She goes in there.
We both thought the same thing there.
I know, we were definitely thinking like, Captain Marvel was going to be on the
When
screen.
she walked in and it got kind of quiet and she was like, turned around.
She was like looking around, yeah.
I was like, Captain Marvel.
Carol.
But no. But it's okay.
Turns out that she is a
Skrull.
But not one we haven't seen before.
One we haven't seen, but she was definitely speaking on behalf of Nick Fury, who we last saw in Far From Home.
Yeah. And but also Captain Marvel. When she said Mom's old friend, did she mean Fury or did she mean
I
Carol?
think she meant Fury. Okay. At first I was like, she definitely means Carol, but then she said he needs you up there.
Which is I'm guessing is where he is at the end of Far From Home.
That's all gonna tie right into Captain Marvel too, hopefully. And we'll have Monica go up into space. I don't know, maybe Nick Fury was like watching this happen. Maybe he's been keeping tabs just to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And like noticed that she went through some stuff and has some powers now, so he's like, maybe you can help me out.
He's gonna be like, so you did learn how to glow like your auntie.
Like your Aunt Carol is so cute.
I just thought it was so cool that it was a Skrull we hadn't seen before. Just makes it more like bigger.
And her reaction to it was just really exciting because she's like
Skrull.
Because before she was just like, I want to be back at Sword, like where my mom was, and that's how we started the show. She's like trying to get back into her role, but this kind of showed us that she like has a bigger role. Like she's beyond that now.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't need to be part of anything that Hayward was a part of.
Yeah.
And
Hayward was a mistake, which she should tell Fury when she gets up there.
Yeah, she's like so beyond that. And then the second post-credit scene, we see Wanda sitting on this cabin at a lake.
It looks Scandinavian. The cabin looked like Scandinavian.
Maybe it was near Sokovia, because that's her home.
Maybe, yeah. She like isolated herself.
To learn magic.
She was reading the Book of the Damned, which Agatha brought out earlier. She was in her thing and she was like sitting. It was some Doctor Strange type stuff.
Yeah, it seemed like she was like making an alternate version of herself to like learn at the same time as just being a person, which means she can like literally be learning all the time. And it ends with her hearing her children.
Oh yeah.
So, which means
that screaming like, "Mom, help!"
Yeah.
Did they say help? I don't know.
But it was definitely Billy yelling for help. Very reminiscent of episode 7 when they're in the basement.
And then she like looks up and the screen flashes all red and then black really fast.
Yes.
And that's that.
I mean, she did create her kids. She made them physical, so maybe they're just like now within her and trying to get out. I don't know. All that was to just show that they still exist and they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because
they have to.
They have to. But I think it was a really good finale, and I know a lot of people will be disappointed with it.
Why?
Because I've already seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because people had these crazy theories and like wanted. A lot of people will be disappointed that Doctor Strange didn't show up.
Which
made me.
Technically, we thought he was going to show up too, but I'm not sad that he didn't. I just thought he would.
Me too. I thought he would too because he was in the.
Yeah.
He was credited in the cast, but they probably just did that to throw us off, which is fine. I'm totally fine that he didn't show up.
Yeah.
Obviously now, like, the way that I thought he would show up is because we needed his help, but now we obviously know that she's way more powerful than Sorcerer Supreme, so, like...
Which is crazy.
He didn't need to show up. It was Wanda's story anyway.
Yeah.
Which I said that earlier, but the fact that he didn't show up helped that. Really, really good.
Good.
I thought it was a great finale. I loved it. I don't feel like, I need the next thing. Like, I feel satisfied, but still excited for whatever's coming next. And ready for our Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Good. Good.
Thanks.
The Assembled thing is going to come out next Friday, and we're definitely going to watch that.
Yes.
Because that's her stuff. She loves that stuff.
I love the making of.
anything.
The making of anything, yeah. So I'm super excited. And then the next week we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. You can probably see that it got much darker than it was.